Hello. So the CyberCon events, I just did a video where I talked about the actual event, but this one I'm going to talk more about the Cyberval. I did talk about, but I didn't open any. But we got like 3 grand prizes, and in previous videos, I pretty much recommend most people take particles. But on this account, we're kind of at a place on this account where I honestly kind of don't really need particles. Particles are probably still the most valuable item because it's 250 particles is like 1750 emeralds. Like if you do particles, like you see how it's a 7-to-1 ratio for particles to emeralds. So like particles are probably the most valuable, but on this one we also have 5,000 Titan skin stones and choice of greater insignia, which are also pretty decent prizes. I mean, get to choose your insignias. Insignias are super kind of the choke point, especially like greater insignia stuff. Like they're kind of like the choke point in Asgard. I don't really recommend like buying a lot onto the Astral Silver. I don't really recommend spending a lot here, but like starting like the kindness insignias and stuff. A lot of players like that right there is a choke point for a lot of players, just being able to develop their teams. Like you see in Sebastian, Isaac, Nebula for just raids. Even then, like there's also Morgan, Amira. These are other support heroes I'm working on. It's just so the choice of greater insignia would be pretty good. Like lower insignias like are also an issue, but like because eventually I'll need the greater insignia for Morgan and Amira too for the kindness insignia. So it's one of those scenes that might be worth taking the Titan skin stones. You can also look at the value of Titan skin stones too. Because we just had a Titan event where we used a bunch of skin stones, but how much is 5,000 skin stones worth? Something we can look at. Um, so it looks like, let's see, it's 20. The one that has more. So about 4,000 is 100,000. So skin stones aren't worth near as much the particles value wise. Like even then with sick. So that's what. There's all. Do I have any like that's in the middle, like level wise? There we go. So that's about as close to 5,000 we'll probably get. So 5,000 is probably worth about 1350-ish emeralds, maybe. So maybe 1350. That'd be generous, probably a bit generous. So particles are worth. So this is 1750. This is only 1350. So particles are worth more than skin stones. There will be a new pet. To max out a pet, it takes like 80,000 particles. And I do have like 3 pets I'm not fully maxed out on. Like, so it's just, I mean, even though I don't need particles, it's kind of hard to say no to particles, but in this instance, like, there's probably like a good strong case that to go with the greater insignia boxes if that's all you need. Because greater insignias are super rare from the Astral Seer. I mean, like, and you have to spend so much money, or you just have to get the stuff here. But insignia is pretty rare. Like, we'll see how many greater insignias we get with this just a poll here. See, no greater insignia. Actually, no, we got 5 greater insignias. Like, it's just, they're not that common. Like, they're kind of the rarest thing you give outside of seeds. See, just some lower insignias. No greater insignias. I don't think, yeah, no greater insignias. So getting greater insignias is really hard from the Astral. So you get most of them from raids. Like, honestly, that's the main way you get greater insignias is from the raids. So going with the choice greater insignia as the main prize for an account that's like super advanced, that might make a lot of sense. I mean, it is hard to turn down particles though for 99%. On my other account, we're going particles all the way. We'll ignore the other two, but generally the main strategy is to go for the item that you need most or the one that's most valuable. Particles are almost always the thing to go with in these kind of events. So you get the particles like soon as you could see how there's a refresh button. As soon as you get 1 grand prize, you can refresh. You don't have to get all 3, you just have to get at least one of these. And for 99% of you, I do think particles is the way to go. On this count though, maybe particles aren't as important. Maybe they're just not as important. But we're gonna grab some of these here. Like I said, I will link the video to the actual full event overview at the end of this. Okay, and spending emeralds also get you a bunch, but 150,000 is a lot of emeralds to spend. There will be a 4x this weekend though, so if you plan on buying emeralds or bundles or anything, because there are bundles that also have emeralds. If you plan on buying anything though, I do think rating for the 4x probably better. But you do get the bonus emeralds and stuff for buying it, so you could pretty much make a 4x like a 5x during this event. Like your 4x, see if that'd be a 4x, but that'd become almost like a 5x during this event. So Starting to think about there's also make purchases like you can do the $1.89 or $5.59. Refreshing Valkyries counts as a purchase during this. It's a 7-day, but anyway, let's get all these chip keys. So we got 63 of them, which is not bad considering we got most of them for free. And we're just gonna go. You also get the light and dark titan fragment switch. I wonder if the super titans are in these. So we're gonna, if we get any of those, we'll definitely look at those. See if we get super titans. See what we get here. Okay, we also got these. These are new additions. A cosmic artifact chest. Like, there's been other events that had those, but there you go. Choice of greater insignias. I do think on this account, we're just going to go for the greater insignias. It's kind of feels bad to pass up particles, but like on this account, we're actually at a point where taking particles doesn't make that much sense anymore. Like, I know it took like 3.5 years to get to where I don't worry about particles much. So there's a dark particle. Chaos particles are what we need. If I don't, like said, I mean, if we get chaos particles just random, that's fine. But I think on where it's like where I want the said, I'll keep going there. Titan skin stones, not that impressive. Oh, we got particles here though, so like we will end up with some just by sheer randomness. Law of averages, there's those again. Right, unlike these, like I said, you actually have to open these. Like, I know it's different from the ones you get in raids that just randomly add to your inventory. These ones you actually have to open. You get skin stone stuff too. Like, honestly, I think the prizes have slowly improved over time in this. Oh, there's the light particle. What if you can get solar cells in those? Because we haven't had light or dark particles since he added the supers. Oh, there it is. Okay. Any prizes? Bottle of energy. That's worth 300 emeralds. I think we refresh though, because we'd rather have a chance at something that's worth over 1,000 emeralds. Bottle energy is pretty good though. Like, I don't think previous ones had bottle. Ooh, more like said those. We'll open those, see what those, how those go. Oh, there you go. See, that's 300 emeralds. Got the dark and light particles. More of those too. We'll open all those, just kind of show you how those work. And it should be noted that here where there's gold, like for a lot of you, you'll probably see a unique there instead. I already have all the unique stuff from CyberCon, so, but there are uniques and stuff you can grab from this event. So there's the insignias. Choice of greater insignia. So we got 60. Titan skin stones. I mean, nothing else. We can save those for some future. Oh, there you go. 2 boxes. That was a pretty good one. Look at, we got 2 grand prize with 2 cards. Like, that's probably the best case scenario where you just get it, like, right off without spending a whole lot of cards. More of those light fragments. Well, we'll get to open a few of those for you, it looks like. Okay, well, that was it on those. Unless we get something from the... See, we have a little bit of energy. See if we can... See if we spend it for, like, close to get anything for spending energy. I know we get some, I don't know how far we are to the next one, but we'll do this real quick. Alright. Spend energy. Nope. Okay. Alright. And there's a buy chest and tower. There's chest and tower. But you got 7 days. You should be able to do that for most counts. You might have to buy a couple of extras. Okay. That's right. No, we were going to open items. We weren't going to go back. That's that. Forgot what we're doing. It's late. It's actually really late here. I should have recorded these earlier, but I didn't realize we were having a CyberCon. So I didn't start till later because I didn't realize the event was going on till like a lot later than I normally would. I'm like, oh, well, that was totally unexpected. But we got these light fragments. See what these do. Do we get ERE souls? No Solaris souls. There could be. I like said that was such a small sample size. I only give you one at a time, which is kind of silly. Here's the dark particles. Mort. Well, that wasn't that exciting. Those are kind of a meh item that they put in there, it looks like, unless there's a chance to actually get the themes. But look at that, we got some of those. So these themes, these insignia stuff, you actually have to do the random. But these are, like I said, random insignias. which are not too bad because you get 10 of them at a time on the regular insignias and 5 at a time on the greeters. But there's some of those. Like, this is all stuff we need. You have to actually open these. Unlike the ones you get from rain stuff that automatically have for you, you have to physically open these greater kindness insignia. But like these are actually pretty decent for like regular non-grand prizes. And then of course all these just go like that. And where's the black boxes things? These things right here, cosmic artifact boxes, and these can have more boxes. So these give you light and dark Titan artifact stuff. Like I said, they can give you more. So consider you end up with 9 of them, we're getting more. Like I said, this is not too bad. I mean, some of the stuff can go into like your new Titans here. If you're focusing on them, like so newer players, like for new players, light and dark Titans are now legit options. So if that's the option you want to go with, and I'm gonna do some more like team videos. A couple of you guys are asking about specific teams. A couple, like so I had a few comments who wanted me to do the 5 Super Titan team video, and someone else wanted me to do the black white, like black and white. You have like 2 dark, 2 light. So I'll do videos on those too. But yeah, so that's kind of like the event overview. Like all the items, like so, like we saw what was in those, we saw those work. And there are some uniques that you'll get in here. I could probably look and see if I can find them specifically, but I have such a long list of uniques, it's hard for me to figure out which ones came from which event at this point. Oh, they're not loading. Oh, they are. Like I said, there's just too many to load. Oh, I think it's these ones, the Cyber Sweet Tooth ones. These are ones, right? So I think it's these ones here that you would get. You might be able to get some from like the previous, like CyberCons too. Anyway, I think that's gonna wrap up this video. If you want to buy more of the chip key stuff, I guess you can too. But anyway, not much more to say. I thank you for watching. If you want to see my full event overview on CyberCon, you can find that below. Thanks for watching.